Hello everyone, welcome to a new week, a new set, and we'll be going, sorry, this screen I think is all we're after. The Mischievous Monkeys versus the legendary Luchadores. I'll go with the bands in a second. I was just unaware which side these guys were going to be, and unfortunately guessed incorrectly. Luchadores. Alright. Really ready. Just have to quickly get stuff set up so some stuff is still unready. I think I'm good to go now. So, okay, already. So, bands immediately. We see a Ula, Mercury, Cleaner, King Arthur, Kali, Capri. Nothing unusual from what we see there. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we see two interesting pickups on both teams. We see on the Mischievous Monkeys side, they have picked up a Horus and a Hebron. I guess we'll also mention the Apollo. Apollo is more standard, big, sort of map rotating ultimate. Hebron, we can almost certainly assume is going to be heading towards the jungle role. Has a lot of burst damage available once it is mid to late game. Early game, the damage isn't quite there yet. Horus, we can be confident is going towards the support role. And yeah, once again, semi-global ult rotation, I guess. Bonuses you can take these like team across. Meanwhile, we see a Nemesis, a Freya, and a Chiron. And I think it's pretty clear where all of these are going. Nemesis in the jungle, Freya in ADC, and Chiron in the mid. And yeah, Freya has risen to like top picks recently, just due to the fact of, well, she got a buff. Her pulse damage does more, so she's a bit more viable in the early stages. She's still very much a late game god, and you want her to late game. But now she has a bit of an easier time during that early game. And Chiron, an ability-based hunter, so will be able to securely go into that mid lane. And we can assume will be the usual Transcendence, Bluestone, just the usual items from there on. Magical ADCs, I'm not really sure what their build is at the moment. So, I immediately forgot what I just said. There's going to be a few of those today, so apologies. But yeah, bands slowly coming through now, Persephone and Ganesh. Well, once again, still pretty standard bands. I guess Ganesh we don't see that often anymore. But I guess when Havois wants to get abilities off, especially the water cannon being on such a low cooldown, so a 2-second silence is pretty annoying for Havois to deal with. So I can understand why they get that out. There's also a Cabran. I am messed up today, guys. A Cabrakan and a Baron Saradin. I assume this Baron Saradin ban is aimed towards a solo lane for the Mischievous Monkeys. And Cabrakan, I assume, is once again solo or support. Not going to be going jungle, considering there's a Nemesis on there. But it is going to be a Ymir pickup, and we can be pretty confident that Ymir will be heading towards this support role, so we can assume this is a Ymir and Freya lane, and not too bad. Both can set each other up for their respective CCs. Freya can banish the enemy into a Ymir freeze, or Ymir can freeze them for the Freya to walk up and banish them. So, two good CCs in a row. I'm pretty sure the Freya's banish isn't reduced by diminishing returns, I would assume. Otherwise it will be a bit weird seeing them all drop at separate times, but who knows, I could be wrong. Yeah, and I guess once again the Ymir will just offer that layer of safety, so Freya and Chiron should have an easier time running around, considering they don't really have any leaps available, same for the Nemesis. It is a Achilles pickup, so we can be once more confident that Achilles solo Horus support. I assume this is going to be. We are going to see a magical in this role here. I think they are left to pick up mid for the Mischievous Monkeys. It just depends what it will be. Especially because you know you're confident you're going up against a Chiron. Okay. Right, well, first thing is that the Mischievous monkeys have a 4 physical comp. So the legendary Luchadores should have a pretty simple time building tankiness into it. Like, Herbois will still do a lot of damage, but I reckon the supports really just need to build the tanks of the Luchadores really only need to build 1, maybe 2 magical defense items, but really there's 2 auto attackers on the monkeys, so we can assume to see a Witchblade out of the Luchadores as well, and almost certainly a Spectral because it's an Apollo and Xingwei. 2 people we can be confident are going to go into crit. I'm just thinking, so who's in mid? So I guess it's Apollo jungle. Could it be Herbois mid and Apollo jungle? It is okay, it's not a thing, but it's a thing I've seen. I just don't know confidently. It could also be in solo, actually. But then who's going in mid? Okay, it is also a list on the table, so we knew the Achilles was going to be going to Alyssa, but I don't know where Alyssa is playing for this team. She could be support, but if it's Achilles support, then is this Horus solo? And I don't know where to put the monkeys team. There's none of them I'm secure as to where they're going to go. Meanwhile, Luchadores, it's pretty obvious. Kukulane solo, Nemesis jungle, Chiron mid, Ymir support, and Freya ADC. Initial reactions to both teams is... Depending on itemization, I think monkeys have the better late game by nature of having an execute and 2 ADCs and a Herbois. That's a lot of damage, but it can be countered by good itemization. So there's a lot of pressure here on the Luchadores to be, okay, what do we go here to reduce this damage? And if they go the correct items, it should be pretty easy. One thing I do also need to know now is that low delay spectate is no longer a requirement, just because there was fear that it could be used to cheat. So now we are just going to be quite a couple minutes behind. But yeah. But see, I want to go into this further, but I just don't know where the monkeys team is going. Okay, because I can't understand what the lanes are going to look like, I'm just going to talk about what the end 5v5 is going to look like. And I sort of said it before. 2 ADCs, a Herbois and an Achilles execute is a lot. Horus if the ultimate... I'm keen to see how well the Horus ultimate is used. Whether it's used for escapes, whether it's used for engagements, whether it's just used... I'm going up and immediately coming back down where I am, just so there is a shield given to my allies. I'm keen to see how the Flake will be playing this Horus, because I don't think it's going to be what makes or breaks the composition of the Mischievous monkeys, but it'll definitely be a good thing to have if it's going to work out well. But then it's the idea of there's not really any... The Ymir wall is going to be quite brutal for the monkeys. Horus does have a dash if he has someone to dash to, and that can get him through the wall. But Achilles doesn't have a jump. Apollo, I don't think can go through the playmate structures with his quote-unquote jump. Herbois can't go over, and Xingwei can't go over. If anything, I like the Ymir into Herbois because a good Ymir will just negate the ultimate. It'll just catch it out and either force it to go in a different direction or just stop it in its tracks completely. So I'm keen to see if we're going to be seeing any of those ultimates where it's just pure success. I say pure success, where it's just the satisfying feeling of Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not using that ultimate wall. Yeah. The other thing is, once again, I do like 2 ADCs and her buys a lot of damage, but Freya on her own is also a lot of damage. Late game, she will shred the tanks like there's no tomorrow. And so, like, it's really... Luchadores need to make sure this Freya gets ahead, and the monkeys need to make sure that she does not. That she has a rough time in lane. Okay, this is the moment of truth, guys. Who is going where? Okay, this is pretty simple. Right, Horus support, got you. Herbois, jungle. Achilles solo. Yes, we're going to have to wait for these two, but I'm confident about everything else. So have to wait. Okay, it seems to be Xingwei ADC and Apollo mid. Right. In terms of the Apollo mid and Xingwei ADC, I don't really know who would be better where. Apollo, in my opinion, would have been better in ADC just because you're gonna get more use out of the ultimate, because if you're in mid, it's not easy to make the rotations because, well, sorry. It still requires the decision making and map awareness to make the rotations, but from mid it's a lot easier to get to where you need to be for that rotation. With ADC, if you want to go to duo lane, that's going to be either a too long of a walk or an ultimate, or a map range ultimate. So yeah, but then again, maybe the monkeys believed, and I'm not too sure, but maybe they believe that the Xingwei will be better up against the Freya. But I don't really know, because I haven't seen the Xingwei and the Freya match up for quite a while. Like, the Xingwei will be good once the crit is online, but that itself is going to be a while. Yeah, and we're going aggressive. Blink by the Flake. Not a lot of damage can be taken off of it. Meanwhile, we head to the duo side. It looks like Luchadores did the quicker start so they can get to the lane sooner. Pretty fine. Meanwhile, it is the monkeys that win the wave presser by the looks of it. So folks now slowly backing away. In terms of relics, we do see a lot of these apart from the tanks. Davros takes quite a bit of damage. Horus early damage takes quite a bit. Alyssa and Zixman getting low. Alyssa going in, and Alyssa on the well-known Achilles will get first blood. And that is very good. First blood at 1.5 minutes. Very decent. Monkeys do head over and will secure oracles. Luchadores look for a gank. Surprise live off, but he will be able to go off. Nico tries to stop Herbois, who doesn't have a lot of the moment. Nixon is going to be able to get away. Takes a lot of damage. Masterful shot. If he had the ability, would be able to clear it. Nico now spots out Nixon. That's not going to get annoying. The Flake and Setfolks looking to make the rotation, but now too soon. Good pressure by the legendary Luchadores. Just unfortunately a tad too late. Berserk stage goes up for Zixman. Puts down a lot of damage onto Alyssa. I think they will be able to walk on out of there. Meanwhile, Luchadores doing what they can. Davos caught out by the stun again. A double freeze by Davos will be good. Just whip speeds the knock up, trying to get the kill. Meanwhile, Zixman on the other lane gets a revenge kill, and so that will nearly even up the lanes. But meanwhile, it is also going to be an aggressive invade already by the Luchadores, stealing away the red. And the question is Live Off aware? I don't really know at this point in time. Meanwhile, Nixon goes over here to try and defend Alyssa's lane a bit more. It takes a bit of damage, but here to probably split up the blue farm with the Achilles. I'm waiting for... Question is, does Live Off know it is down yet? That's what I'm currently waiting on seeing. Yeah, both. Well, sorry, the mids do different in starting items. Apollo will be going in a more typical ADC build rather than. Okay, will there be a reaction? Goes round and oh no. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, meanwhile, the support might be in a bit of trouble. Davos is very low, but has Lefrate gone too far? Oh, he probably has, and just strips a Freya. The person you want these early kills on will get the kill. And so yeah, I understand Davos wanting to push up there, get that kill. Sorry, Lefrate pushing up there to get that kill, but unfortunately it was just a step too far. Well, I mean, to be fair, he is still top of the player downs at the moment, and Freya beads are still down, and Davos had to use the shadow. X-Men takes a bit of damage, will pop into Berserker state, gets the root, misses the push, however. Will land the tremble. Yeah, this is going to be taking quite a bit of tick damage there. Nixon is here, will go in, lays out the carpet. Won't be able to really follow up much damage. Zixman gets the push. Zixman gets knocked up. Alyssa is now here. A good ultimate plus a double knockup. Zixman is low, and Alyssa will get the execute and will use it to get away, but will it be enough? Nico is following a good blink. Nico gets knocked up. Apollo makes the rotation as well. Live off dashes on in, gets the mess. Beat is forced out of Zixman, but now Chiron and Ymir has made the rotation to counter it. Nico picks up another. Alyssa Sal also full. The Gold Fury has arrived. And now Zixman will also. So a good rotation by Nixon to help Alyssa get the kill onto Zixman and then escape. But I guess they just lingered around for too long on low health, and it's an Apollo at level 6. They're gonna, like, Apollo made the right call in trying to rotate there, but they were still gonna be outnumbered. It was a successful invade. Meanwhile, oh, okay. Nico did get out of that fight, but he went to the yellow buff to secure it, and yeah, that happens. You know, that's normal. Meanwhile, Pellman taking quite a bit of damage here by Heavy Horus, but will dash on out safety. Good. Freya is still quite low on the net worth at the moment. You want her to be getting as much gold as possible. We do see Set for X going for this Ikiavol start. It is also Ring of Katie for just Rips. Yeah, a lot of fighting going on in this solo lane at the moment. A lane we don't typically see getting a lot of action recently. Yeah, Luchadores currently ahead with the kills and a bit of the gold. Only about just under 1k lead. Not too bad for the monkeys. Still very much recoverable. Possible collapse here by the monkeys. Zixman is up in the jungle and will secure that side harpy and will be able to walk on out of there. So at the moment we do see 2 transcendences. Palmon, of course, with the great amount of kills and assists, will be ahead there. But yeah. Meanwhile, is a Blackthorn start on the on the Horus, but meanwhile Live Off has decided to use the ult to try and save Nixon. Unfortunately missed it, goes up a bit closer. I don't think it has the Mez at the ready. The Flake's making a rotation, but unfortunately Nico will be able to get on out of there. While Zixman going in for the steal again and will be successful by using the ultimate. Alyssa is low, Berserk is used, Tremble is activated, Alyssa will secure, Zixman tries to push her out of the tower, but Alyssa with the good jods. But Zixman might be too overextended here, monkeys are making the rotation to deal with him, Berserk stage will soon run out, execute, prepped a bit too early, but Zixman will will fall and Alyssa will get credit for the kill. The timer was not done yet. A good play by Zixman trying to give Vital the kill so to deny some golden XP. Meanwhile, Just Rips in the duo lane will get a solo kill onto Set for X as well as another aggressive invade, but a 3-man horror so will come in. Luchadores are able to steal it, but Davos will fall because of it. So Pelman does have a lane-wide dash, so I think he will be able to get out of dodge if he even needs to use it. Yeah, this is what I want to see out of the Horus. Just really good surprise engagements onto people that are not aware. So good map awareness out of the Mischievous monkeys. Nico does get mezzed out, but will use her personal shield. Look, what are we on there? Dubois should be focusing on farming up at the moment. He needs to get 3 or 4 items online before he's going to really be able to do a lot of damage. That's just nature for a while. But yeah, anyway, I want to try and talk a bit more about this Horus support Blackthorn Hammer. Because it's an item we don't really see much, and I wasn't expecting to see it on the support. Yes, it does have cooldown reduction, 10% early cooldown reduction. Meanwhile, Just Rips is quite out here, uses a piece to negate the stun, but I don't think it will be enough. And Nixon will get the kill, so a good rotation there by the monkeys to try and shut down the Freya, which is exactly what they need to do. Nico will have to pick up a blue steel off the back of it. Yep. Yeah, that's all I want to say about it. I feel like Blackthorn on a physical support I haven't seen often. But hey, if it's working, it's working. 10% cooldown is good. Meanwhile, Lissa and Nico do meet up here, but I have to get on out of there. Good wall stops Nico alive off from trying to escape. Nico is also making a taste by that wall dive tower for any of it, but it does look like Luchadores are looking to set up another rotation. Horus will use ult to the sky, land on down, just to scare away Luchadores from doing a start, but Nico goes in now. Divine Judgment, Kaiwan ult comes out. Nixon tries to escape with the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. A good Nico will pick up the kill with the help of the Ymir ultimate. Davos, thanks to the Archangels, will be able to run out of that mez even sooner. Just Rips is trying to make the rotation. One good kill is good. Yeah, a shutdown onto Dubois. Not as potent as the Freya will be. Well, actually, no, I don't want to say that. I think Dubois does have potential to be as potent as the Freya, but I think if you're saying which one needs to be focused on getting shut down, I think you want to focus on the Freya more hand. But still, a kill on the jungler is good, denying his Caron stacks and just denying any farm possible. Nemesis ahead will always be good. Yeah, once again we saw in that engagement that the Ymir rule is pretty darn good when, because it is an iframe for the Dubois, but if you're just stuck going up against the wall, you're not going to get much use out of it. It is also a hastened ring picked up now for the Freya, just so she can actually have a better time in these boxing matches against Xingwei, but I don't think that's been a trouble for her yet. 3-man rotation by the monkeys just to secure this blue. Zixman needs to be a bit careful, but Zixman is going to be able to steal away the blue. That is very good. Very well played by Zixman. Not deterred by the multiple monkeys at his presence, and will just beat him out. Sneaky steal, good work. It is now a wing kill. How Zixman is diving out of tower, puts Alyssa out of it, but Alyssa has picked up Emperor's armor, so it is going to be a lot more difficult for Zixman to dive these towers. Yeah, it is a winged blade for this Ymir support, wanting to negate the slows, so specifically out of the Dubois carpet. So I think that's pretty good play by him. Hellman gets caught out by the Horus stun. Wall comes through, double freeze. Hellman takes a lot of damage, however, Wall needs to run on out of there. Yeah. Nemesis blinks in aggressively, nicks on this. The target of Divine Judgment of the Fate goes in. Crossing wave is used to try and secure with Nico even lower, trying to escape. Horus is used to close the distance, but a very good wall by Davos is able to stop the carries of the monkeys from chasing that kill. These Emeralds have been very good. Yeah, still it was a good attempt by the monkeys to do that. Just like, once again, we are seeing that even like Apollo ADC will still do a lot of damage by virtue of being an ADC. A good use of beads there will help us. Will help negate the freeze. That would have probably been a whole lot of trouble. But Luchadores do still pick up a Pyromancer, helping them still keep this about 2,000 gold lead, but it's nothing too out of the park yet. The monkeys try to match that with a gold view forward. Live Off gets caught out. Monkeys are able to secure, but now Setfox is behind the backline. To almost use Setfox is incredibly low. Davos doing the best to chase down the kill. Davos stunned out. Dustrip's still here. The freeze misses, and they lose 1 life for it, but it is still a Gold Fury pickup, and I think the Gold Fury is still worth more than a Pyromancer. So a good response by the monkeys to that. Very well played by them. Yeah, this is a really good match at the moment for both teams. It is Luchadores pulling ahead, but monkeys are not making it easy at all. Well, Nico is here at the yellow buff. Crossing Wave has to be used, and beads as well, but Nixon still won't be able to get out of there. He does secure his own speed buff. Yeah, that's sneaky plays by Nico here. Helman will be able to get the tower. Live Off gets slowed down. Nico doing his best, but he will be able to get out of there. Yeah, and now Nico will be able to get the back farm away from the Savoir. Already a 3-level lead in jungle, and that's only going to expand. Nico looking for a gank here. A good Aegis, but a good leap by Alyssa. Dodges the initial movement of that attack. Will use the ultimate for escape, but now takes extra damage as a result of it. Doing their best to dodge, and it is working out very well. And Alyssa will be able to get the kill off of it. Good plays by Alyssa. Just expert dodging right there. Meanwhile, there is a fight also happening around here. Horus is having to try and use the ultimate to escape. Nico turns around on to Nixon, but Alyssa is here to back him up now. Alyssa does blink in, and Alyssa will get another kill off the back of that. Legendary playing so already. 2 airborne ADCs, and so a good dodge using airstrike by Set4X. Yeah, good. I mean, it is a 2-for-1 trade on both across the board, but still very. The fact that Alyssa survived that gank under tier 1 tower just shows Emperor's armor is no laughing matter. It's a strong item when you're forcing that engagement under the tower. Yeah, just still good plays. Set4X going quite far up here, maybe a bit too much. Luchadores trying to make the rotation, trying to figure out the best way to cut off. Horus is on the way to try and counter it, though. Apollo is also up in the sky, so this is now an advantage for the monkeys. Davos is in quite a bit of trouble. Just rips beads. The stun is not going to be enough. Has easy agents to Tillman and Nico now makes the rotation divide, doesn't land onto it. A 3-man freeze out of Ymir helps set up Nico for a double kill. Ymir will try to capture the Flake, but it won't be enough, and the Flake is just running and running, but Nico will pick up a triple kill. But all thanks to a beautiful 3-man stun there by the Ymir. That's the stuff Ymir supports stream of, getting a 3-man free set of that. Just beads. I mean, beads was up for 2 of the members there. So I think a tad of a misplay by the monkeys, but I guess just the reaction time was not there. We have another fight in solo. We're bloody slaying at the moment, despite the current meta. Yeah. Fight's happening, but it is getting to the point now where they are both very tanky, especially with Glad Shield at the ready. But now Luchadores have make more rotations. Will Alyssa be able to survive this one? Will dodge out of tower, gets pushed back, knocked up, a lot of damage. Davos goes into the ultimate, but Alyssa survives for long, but not enough. But meanwhile, Dustwhips gets a kill onto Set for X. Nico is here, has a self-shield available, but Live is now here too. Nico doesn't have anywhere to run. Live will be able to pick it up. Dustwhips gets stunned out, gets knocked up, and Nixon will be able to pick up a double kill. So 2 for 2 trade on the side of the map, but Apollo will go up in the air to try and defend a tier 2 tower, but I think recognises won't get there in time, so instead we'll do the best to push up here in mid, just try and get this tier 1 tower while people are all busy in the duo lane. Yeah, Zixman is going to use the teleportation just to deny Apollo that tower. Davos will chase down the Apollo, trying to cut them off. But gets mezzed out. Zixman is here. Wall just out of range. Yeah. Take a look at that net worth, and it is going to be Just Rips the player with top net worth. That is quite a terrifying thing to see if you're opposing that. A great thing to see if you're on the same team as the player. So I think just good, yeah, Freya 4, 2 and 3 doing a lot, 3, 0 and 6 for the Kaiwan, 7, 3 and 2 for Nemesis, just a lot of good, players of the Luchadores making a lot of good calls here, but the team of Monkeys very great calls in response as well. Zixman might get caught out here, takes quite a bit of damage, gets mezzed out. Nico here lands the Divine Judgment, however onto Nixon, gets knocked up. Crushing Wave is used, but a good dodge by Pelman will keep him alive, and Zixman will get the kill onto Nixman. Berserk stage is used. Berserk stage goes into effect. Pelman is low with an execute threshold. Airstrike is used, but not enough to quite close it off. A good block by Davos stops the execute onto Pelman. Horus goes up into the sky. Meanwhile, Livos chases the kill. God, Davos makes a good freeze to save Tapelman even longer. Just Rips is now making the rotation as well into the fight. Good plays by the Ymir support at the moment to keep this carry alive. Alyssa up against the Freya cannot survive against the damage onslaught they can offer. Setbreaks caught out by the Ymir and the Ymir wall and Freeze forcing out the beat. But Just Rip's doing a lot of damage. Nico makes the rotation as well. Catch him out on the slow. Has a chase. And it is going to be a deicide with a triple kill onto this Freya. Oh, just a good play by all of them. Just Rip's caught out by a knock-up. But yeah, just want to highlight there Davos, because Davos just did a lot for Tapelman there. Kept him alive a lot longer than he should have been. But also good dodges by Tapelman on the crushing wave. And as well, it's a level 20 Freya now. Has the rings, has Typhons. Just Rips will be doing a lot of damage on this Freya. Way too much. Meanwhile, Nico goes in once again onto Nyx, but is not letting this Havoc have any fun in the bowl. Nico will be able to pick up the kill, but Apollo is here and will do their best, but Nico is just a bit too speedy. Freya will be able to pick up the Pyromancer as well as a Great Scorpion. No Fire Giant call, which like I'm not concerned about, because Luchadores are ahead by about 9k at the moment, so like they can choose not to go for the Fire Giant instead go for the Primal Fury, but I would assume that Fire Giant would have just been the call to make off a deicide at 20 minutes. Yeah, like it is going to be a easy uncontested Primal Fury for Luchadores, and they shall pick it up. And yeah, there's also a Spectral now for the Ymir. Crit is now just getting started up by the Zingwei. Yet to see if we'll be coming out of this Apollo. But good presumption by Ymir to assume that, hey, it is a Zingwei, we are going to be seeing some crit. But yeah. Yeah, it's just the Monkeys need to focus on this Freya, which they appear to be doing. Banis misses out. Pelman is making a rotation. Uses the ultimate. Aegis is forced out by Set for X. Oh, will Bluestone? No, a good heal by Horus that I think saves Set for X's life. But yeah, Tapelman makes a good rotation. Luchadores do start the fire time, but Live-Off goes there but gets caught out by the wall, and I think will lose his life for it. But they will start it up again. It didn't fully reset, but the monkeys are now aware of what's happening. Two of the Luchadores are staying in duo lane. Nico will focus on set correct, get fucked up so the ability doesn't hit. Crossing wave catches out Nico, takes out a lot of damage. Set will now back. The Luchadores will continue to push up duo side, but not under too much threat. A good wall by Davos stops the Alyssa execute. Nixon gets a kill onto Nixon after Nixon gets a kill onto Nico. Yeah, Davos just doing a whole lot right now. And hey, they may not get fire tile off the back of this, but the Phoenix does fall. Yeah, the Freight gets freezed out, and Davos just being able to stay alive. And yeah, no fire giant gotten, but the duo side Phoenix, no one's complaining. And the fact that that was a 3v5, and the Luchadores came out, I would say even. It's not even like, Like they came out of that, in terms of game state, they won that. They came out of that fight as the victors because they were able to get to side Phoenix. But if we're just zoning in on that fight in particular, that was very good for them. And oh, my thing isn't swapping. Okay, sorry, my keyboard decided to shut down there, so we couldn't swap over. But it was, well, sorry, is going to be a kill onto Setforex, who is now down for 40 seconds. Could be a pretty easy fire giant. A solo kill for Just Strips that was, giving him even more of a net worth. Take a look at damage. Yep, it is going to be the Freya at the top of that, as to be expected. A good wall and freeze by the Freya, catches out, and just look at that health bar go. 2 now down for at least 20 plus seconds. Should be a good fight. Meanwhile, Dustrip's going doing another 1v1 in this lane. Doesn't even use pulse. We'll just use the melee basic attacks, and we'll pick up a kill onto Live-Off. 3 now down with Mischievous Monkeys. And instead of going to try and steal this fire giant, they are, I think, making the right call and just trying to shut down Dustrip. So this goes in. Dustrip goes up into the he now has fire giant at disposal. Once again, this is a Freya who does a lot of damage. Crossing wave goes out, does a bit of damage, Aegis is forced out, but Nixon will be able to pick up another one after 2 solo kills. Picks up a kill in a solo in a 1v2. Dustrip is now low, but Alyssa will be shredded, doing their best to escape. And Dustrip will basically pick up 4 kills on their own, winning 2 solo kills and winning a 1v2. That is a Freya late game, ladies and gentlemen and others who may be watching. That is what a Freya gives you at 25 minutes with Fire Giant. That was insane. Tapelman picks up another kill onto Setforex. Hollis uses the ult to try and escape, and it might be enough. No, Just Sweeps will pick up basically a deicide. Like that was a long pentakill, so it's not going to be a pentakill, but the previous 5 kills were due to Just Rips. Yeah, Nixon spawns, is able to get 1 kill, but Live-Off gets caught out with the wall, takes a lot of damage. Titan gets down low, and Titan will fall. That, people, was a Freya late game. To be fair, Luchadores still pretty much won that fight before the Freya got online. But once the Freya got online, I think all hope was lost for the monkeys. And yeah. Like, I don't even know, like... Yeah, that's just... It's just sort of unfortunate, really. In the sense of, like, it's hard to go up against a... It's hard to go up against a level 20 Freya late game full build. Like, that's not an easy thing to come out of. But yeah, like, still, monkeys did well for the early portion of that game. They were able to keep it up, but I think good itemization out of the Luchadores, and I think just able to keep this Freya ahead. Like, I think, yeah, just Luchadores, very good invades across the board, invaded red and blue multiple times. Freya was able to get a good early kill just to help boost the lead onto that. Yeah, I'll give the captains the go ahead just so they can start when ready. Yeah. A good game one. I'm still keen because I think at the end of the day, you can ban out the Freya. That's easy to do. That's just a thing. That's a ban, and that whole problem is sorted. And I think I'm not saying the Apollo mid through that match because not as in the player through, but I think the pick itself putting Apollo in mid. I think there were just better picks available, in my opinion. I think the rotations from the Apollo was good, but to Pelman and the Chiron did them better. And so it's just a fact of, once again, the mid doesn't need a global range ultimate to make rotations that are good. So I think. Yeah, I don't think they need that in the mid. Double ADC, I agree, it can be a good comp, but I think that was just. I think just not the Apollo in the mid. But yeah, once again, I'll say it once again. Like that is, I think, quite very easy just to fix with picks and bans. Because monkeys were making the right calls in throughout the entire early game. They made good responses to objectives. They made good counter rotations, good initial rotations. Alyssa had a good time on Achilles in solo with the great survival under the tier 1 tower. But yeah, also I want to highlight Davos' performance on the Ymir. Just absolutely phenomenal. World-class talent right there out on this Ymir support. Just the helping to Pelman survive with the walls out and freeze out from the Horus ultimate, with the 3-man freeze in the duo lane, with the walling off the execute. Just so many good little things came out of this Ymir. It was excellent. It does look like they are gonna start up in 5 minutes, so I'll look to play some music as well. Just while we're waiting in that 5-minute break. But yeah, and if anyone wants to say anything in chat, ask questions or anything, or just propose their opinions of what they thought the game was like, feel free to go ahead. Although I can't have chat up in OBS, I do have chat open on Twitch, so I can see or answer anything you would like, within reason. Where's the music? Okay, I think that sounds good. And yeah, so I think they said they're going to look to start in about 4 minutes at 5 to the hour. So feel free to get drinks, feel free to get drinks, snacks, and yeah. Thank you, Rickley, for the... Yep, it is my pleasure to cast. Freya getting banned, I think. I would hope so. I would really hope that the Freya does end up getting banned, just cause... Like... It's difficult. The Freya wasn't what lost them the game. I think what lost them the game was just the fact that somehow the lead got to a point where the Luchadores could 3v5 in the fire pit and still win. You're also streaming your POV? Yeah, feel free to. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Freya getting banned, so yeah, like, yeah. So sorry, I'm having to answer a message real quick. I'll be right with you. Yeah, like Freya wasn't what lost them the game, but yeah, like so the fact that they could Luchadores could 3v5 at Fire Pit and still be perfectly fine. That's what, because Freya wasn't there in that fight. Song is too loud. Apologies. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, so yeah, like Freya did secure them the win, but yeah, like I still like it definitely still needs to ban, because Freya winning 2 solo fights as well as winning a 2v1. Like, it is also the fact that Just Rips did extremely well on the God. And it does seem like we shall be heading in for the next game. Let me just switch us on over. And sides have swapped around, so let me just fix that real quickly. Nikes and Luchadores 1 game 1. And yet, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, we do see it. It is a Freya ban. And it is also to seem like they have swapped out. Alyssa is now stepping out, and Sika Dixon, the recent trade to the Mischievous Monkeys, shall be stepping in. And yet, it is following up. It is a Mercury and an AMC ban. Meanwhile, Luchadores not wanting deciding to not want their nemesis from last game for Nico, bans it away, saying, okay, if we're not going to take it, we definitely don't want the monkeys to. And it is an Ula pickup. Nice. Ula could be ADC, could be mid, could be solo. Hard to tell at this point, but I think seeing that it is Topelman who picks up, like, it is first pick, so like, we're not going to say, oh, because it's Topelman, it's going to be going to mid. But we'll just have to wait and see. And it does seem like, and it is a cleaner pickup. Yeah, sorry, so it is a... So where's this? So I was clicking... Okay, there we go. So that now. So it is a Yamoja and a cleaner pickup. Yamoja confident going towards a support role. Cleaner could be jungle, could be solo. I don't know exactly where it is going, of course, at the moment. I'm guessing the monkeys have picked up and they'll put it in whatever the role they feel like they need to in response to the next part of the draft out of the Luchadores. And for the Luchadores, it is a Ganesh and a Susano pickup. So Susano could be solo, but most confidently going towards the jungle, and Ganesh, it's going to be Ganesh support. I don't think we'll be seeing Ganesh in any other role at the moment. So already the Ganesh versus Yamoja. Yamoja, of course, has the River's Rebuke, has the walls at the ready, which forces Luchadores to pick up this Ghost Shell if they feel forced to. Like, there was a game recently I casted where the opposing team to Yamoja just didn't pick up Ghost Shell because it was just, they felt like it was never really needed, or they could just sleep on out of it. And Ganesh does have the remove obstacles ability, so he can go through the player-made walls. Ula has the leap and Susanoo has the teleport. But it is all an Oleron hover here. Interesting. Once again, a magical ADC is good. Can be good. It's not the top of the meta right now, just because crit is quite good, and crit is pretty much only available on physical hunters. But I do say pretty much because the one magical ADC that does have crit is the Oleron, and so that's probably going to be pretty decent. Ganesh once again will probably have to go for the spectral armor. But yeah, Oleron we can once again could be mid, could be ADC. Hard to tell yet. Yeah. Well, I guess one thing is though, I think Susanoo goes quite well into Oleron. I think. Can't be quite sure. Just because Oleron doesn't really have any travel ability, well, doesn't have any travel abilities. Does have the ultimate, the Sanctified Field. That was it. Does have the Sanctified Field out to put on a slow, and especially if Susanoo's going to be getting Blink first. If the Oleron just gets caught out by the Susanoo, just lays out Sanctified Field, and should either be able to walk it out or even turn and win the 1v1. Yeah, bans out is a Merlin and a Chiron ban. So Luchadores banned out 2 of their own picks from last game. Meanwhile, the Monkeys do ban out the Baba Yaga and the King Arthur. So by the Baba Yaga ban, I assume the Monkeys believe this Ula will be going towards the ADC. And it is a Agni hover here for the Monkeys, and so if it is locked in, we can assume this is going to be Oleron ADC and Agni mid. It is going to be so I assume, yeah, the next character really needs to be physical, otherwise 4-man's is going to be quite difficult. And it is an Anher picked up, so, oh no. Actually no, so okay, right, so I'm fairly confident what we're seeing here is an Ula solo, Susanoo jungle, Ra mid, Ganesh support, and her ADC. That's what I believe we're seeing at this point in time. And hey, like, try this double hunter ADC Ra with the snipes. I'm keen to see how that's all gonna go. Yeah. This is an interesting matchup here. The one thing I'm thinking is Ra does not have a lot of setup for the snipe. Ganesh does have the stun and root, so that could be good for setup. Susanoo, I guess, has the pull, but that's a lot less easier to predict. So, like, that's the one thing. The Ra, I don't think has a lot of, like, there is also the Ula axe. But I think once you apply the DR, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of that at the ready. A lot of stun, at least for the what am I trying to say here? Once DR is applied in a team fight, the Ula axe, the stun will be enough for the Ula to land the abilities, but might not be enough for Ra charge ult. So we'll just have to wait and see how it works out. Meanwhile, it is a Shark pickup, so I haven't seen too much of. Had a nerf to his ultimate in which the cooldown was increased. So I haven't seen much of him recently. He was also earlier than that. The heal on his range was reduced. But still interesting, and we can assume then that it is going to be a cleaner jungle. And so, it is an interesting matchup here. I think Shark is also loosely a good beads burner with the ultimate at least. Has a knock-up and a silence, and that tends to force out a lot of beads, so that will be a good partnership with the Oleron. Yeah. I'm keen to see what the Shark and Ula matchup in the solo lane is going to be like. Because that's a matchup I do not really see often. So I'm keen to see whether, because we know Ula is going to be going the ability based damage, won't really go, well, shouldn't go tanky at all. And so I'm wondering what the early build for this Shark will be, whether they will try and match that with a like a Bluestone Transcendence of their own, or whether they will just try and defense and bulk up just so they can take the hits. Well, just keen to see how that will go. Then we have a Var versus an Agni in mid. I think that's also going to be quite interesting. Var can be quite speedy, so you might be able to avoid, get out of the Noxus fields before another ability connects for that combo stun. But Agni having, well, Var ult is up quite often. It is on a semi-low cooldown. Yeah, about 60 seconds at max rank, 40% CDR takes that to 36 seconds, if my maths is correct, which is a lot. Sorry, I mean, it's a lot of cooldown, which adds up to not a lot, like a very quick ultimate on cooldown. 36 seconds, quite quick. So, yeah, but I think the Agni ult will still be quicker, just that nature of just having 3 chances of it on the low cooldown. But still think how we go. I think early game, I would say Agni. Oh, I think Var is actually no. I think both. It's going to depend on which one is allowed to get a hit. I think it's just that virtue. If it stays even, they're both going to be doing as much damage as each other. So I think this mid game will be purely who is able to farm up and get more kills earlier, so they can build up sooner. In terms of this ADC matchup, then we have a... So, actually no, let's talk about jungle. Sasanu and Cleaner. Cleaner should be able to make easier rotations by nature of being able to go into the walls for these more surprise ganks. But I think Sasanu has the better damaging ultimate. Just, like, I think it's Whirlwind or Tornado just does a lot, as well as good catch-up potential. But Cleaner does also have a very good dash, so... I think that's going to be also pretty even. But yeah, ADCs then, Anher versus Oleron. I think Anher will have a better time in the solo fight, get portion of the game where it's just those two battling each other out and just trading auto for auto. So yeah, I think Anher will have a better time there. But late game, I think Oleron might be able to do more. Especially if the Sanctified Fields do good. There we go, I think. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so once again, the hotkey switching on this is going to be quite a lot slower just because the hotkeys have mumble-jumbled. Probably should have reset, but I was lazy. And yeah, it does. So Shark is going to be going for this defense early on now, however, going for tier 1 breastplates, probably going to breastplate of valor for that cooldown, probably just to get the heals online more often. Meanwhile, as usual, a transcendence for Zixman on Eula, potentially a transcendence here for Nico as well, could be quite interesting. Var probably going for the Karen's coin, meanwhile Agni probably going for the flat pen build. Both supports going very similar items. It is a meditation for the Yamoda, but it is going to be a shell for Davos. Probably going to try and upgrade that shortly, or at least as soon as they can, for that ghost shell. Especially because Var could and will get caught out easily if the River's Rebuke connects, or I should say lands correctly, I should say. There's also a beads for Zixman on the Ula, so oh god, once again, yeah, it is a beads for Zixman on the Ula, so like he is gonna have a good time just so like he can beat out the Shark ultimate, of course, but of course, I'm sorry, I said of course too many times there, but naturally, he's gonna get to lane more slowly, or at least normal time, I should say. As well as it is going to be easy for the Shark to make the rotations. The Fake gets impaled against the wall, but will bears them out. Sephiroth takes a bit more early damage, already at basically a third health. Slowly heals up, charges up the overflowing divinity. An aggressive jump in, forces out the beats on Sephiroth. Davos catches out Sephiroth with the Moon Stun. Davos gets stunned out, however, by the Moon Blast. Moon Strike, I think. Then meanwhile, there's another fight maybe in here. Nixon goes around. It is only still level 2. Yep, Nixon goes in, hits a dash onto the minion. Nico gets silenced out, as well as takes a whole lot of damage from live off. Yeah, pretty even in the mid 2v2 at this point in time. Does seem like monkeys are being able to get the duo press at this point in time. Yeah. Whew. Does Strips get caught out overflowing with Divinity will connect, so the dump will be used. Probably need to check what the dump is called. Disperse. Yeah. It's disperse. Okay, disperse will be used to escape there. But yeah, once again, monkeys are just winning this early fight in the middle here. Pelman is coming out better with this fight here in the mid. Yeah, and it does look like Sephirox are going for this invade here onto purple. Overblowing Divinity will make that a whole lot easier. Davos gets stunned out, and it is going to be a steal for them. Davos might also lose to the life, but Nico is coming over here soon. A good pullback, silence is used as well. A lot of damage coming out. The plate is not going to be the first to fall. It is going to be Sephirox the first to fall, despite Davos maybe overextended trying to secure the purple buff, but Davos is still even lower. Nixon makes the rotation to stop it, but Tepelman is here now as well, but so is Live-Off. The Flake is low, Beads is forced out by Tepelman just to avoid the stun, and there is going to be a 1v1, but Luchadores do pick up the first one, and it goes on their jungler. Ideally the person they want it on the most. But yeah, well, once again, the revenge kill is on Nixon, so pretty down. Good plays by both teams, good rotations. Zixman taking a lot of damage here, and it goes in aggressively, but a good leap by Zixman will avoid it. Yeah. Sick, I didn't want to say slick. Sick winning the solo matchup here. Goes in, and it just has a better time clearing waves as well by the looks of it. I might eat my own words there. Does seem like the Luchadores are making the rotation, but Davos is level 3. He doesn't have a lot at the ready, he needs some XP, he is level 3. The fact that he is here at 4 minutes at level 3, it's not worrying, but it's concerning. Tepelman slightly doesn't, well, misjudges where they're going to be, but Nico will still be able to pick up a kill onto Live-Off. So it still works out well for the Luchadores. Yeah, it is going to be a breastplate of valor for the monkeys. For the monkey solo on Sick, we'll be able to give him that early cooldown, but access to the hills more often, as well as the poke. I'm going to be interesting whether what this shark is focusing on. He is focusing on the poke that Thunder Strike will be able to give him. Yeah, we'll see his early Chalice of the Oracles out to the emoji instead of going for this Gauntlet of Thieves just yet. Davos has also been able to catch up in golden XP, well sorry, at least in XP, matches up with Siamoda, probably thanks to that kill. Yeah, looking pretty decent. Tepelman has nearly 2k gold to spend. Probably, I think he's waiting for like 2150 so he can buy out Karen's coin. Yeah. This is back camps, meanwhile ADCs are still ruling it out, looking pretty decent. Fight ruling happening in the solo lane. Zixman is able to out-secure them there, but probably not going to afford him a lot of time. Does seem like Luchadores are an aggressive pinging by the Luchadores against the Sephirox Olaran. Probably wanting some sort of gank, but might not be happening as the Fate makes the rotation. Sanctified Field comes out and just catches the Just Rips into it, forces out B2 while Nixon gets a kill onto Nico in, or maybe, yeah, sorry, Nixon picks up a kill onto Nico at what I believe was their red. So I guess aggressive positioning by Nico catches them out. And Just Rips does also fall. A lot of aggressive picking right now. I think Luchadores are a bit confused as to why Nico was that aggressive up against the red buff there. Yeah, and still once again a very good use of the Rivers of Beak there by Lefrake. Just Sanctified Field slows down the Disperse and just catches him into a perfect Rivers Rebuke, forces out the feeds, forces Just Rips to take a longer path, stays in the fight longer, takes more damage, and ultimately falls because of it. Yeah, so Monkey's already having quite a good game at the moment. It's still very even in gold, 69. Nice. But in terms of XP, going quite well for the Monkey's favour. Oh my god, it was a 3-level lead there for a moment by Just Rips. Oh sorry, well, 4 set for X against Just Rips. Now only a 2-level lead, but probably gonna be boosted up to 3 levels shortly. So Just Rips, I don't even know why, considering that's his first step. I guess set for X has been able to get the better portion of the neutral farm. The Flake looking for another potential gank here, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Live coming through. Tapelman does have all at the ready, but Tapelman with the tick damage out, so the blessing will be able to get the kill. Someone's taking a lot of damage, all dodge terror into the Veil. You know, the Flake and Nixon is here, and Nico is now here again at the enemy red buff, but soon he's going to be able to steal it away this time. So good play by Luchadores, helps give them that XP lead, and so it helps give them that goal lead, and sort of goes to cancel out that XP lead. Yeah. Fight seems to be maybe looking again. Nico is about set for X is where people are here, so he's probably not going to be going for any aggressiveness right now in lane. He has the 2-level lead. He can idle by for a bit. Yeah, as well, Ganesh beating out the emergent Thebe stack, but probably just by nature of being Ganesh and just being able to get assists extremely easily. It is okay. Hang on a sec. Wait, just. Is that a Stone of Binding onto Ololon? Are my eyes deceiving me with a Stone of Binding on Ololon? Okay, so there's a bit of a fight going on. Nico gets caught out with his beak is used, but not even catch out Nico completely. But a good stun. He takes a lot of damage. Slick does go under tower. Ultimate is used, but a good beat by Slick is able to stop the knockup, but live off with the tick damage will be able to pick up a kill. Tapelman lands the ultimate. Ganesh uses it, but I think Tapelman will survive thanks to Shelva, and Tapelman able to get some sort of burn damage. Zixman picks up another. It is a 2-for-1 trade at the moment. That is a stone. Yeah, it is a Stone of Binding. Right, so I can understand the idea. Stone of Binding, you put out the Sanctified Field, and as well as a big slow, that is just a flat protection nerf of 10 protections on both sides. I understand why. But in that entire tree, if I was playing an Ololon ADC, which I don't do often, I shall admit, I would go for Stone of Foul. Just for the extra percent damage mitigations, I would feel, if I am going in that tree at all. Especially because 10 protections reduction was good in the early stuff, also before 9.5, but since everyone now has extra protections and extra health, I think Binding has received quite a nerf as a result of that change. Just because now all it does is just make it to what it was pre 9.5 really, which is still good. It's still a nerf on protect. It is still a protection debuff, but it's like it's not ideal anymore. But yeah, it's a stolen finding for Sephiroth on the other one. Not something I see every day, but there it is. There it is. Meanwhile, this has been going for Transcendence and Soul. He's going for a lot of damage as well as healing. Meanwhile, this seems to be a Glad Shield quite possibly for Zixman now. Gonna be doing quite defensive. Very bulky right now. Well, this seems to be an early Obsidian Shard for the Agni. Not used to seeing that this early, but the percent magical penetration is always useful. Yeah. Meanwhile, it wasn't a Cameron's coin for the VAR just now. It was actually a Chronos pendant. Once that ultimate online even sooner. Meanwhile, Nico gets caught out, takes quite a bit, actually not even that much damage, gets caught out, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Sexrex also has to deal with a 3-man rotation. Spellman misses the ultimate, Sanctified Field comes out, but it's not going to be able to defend him for long. Spellman will be able to pick up the kill on Sexrex, but Monkey's making the right call and going for Zixman in the opposite side lane, but I think he will be able to get one out of there. Does unfortunately not dodge the Televeil, but a Pyromancer off the back of this probably will help still keep Monkeys even. But it does look like that is just slowly going to be in this one because the Gold Fury would be better and the Luchadores will pick that up. Yeah, Luchadores able to pull a lead here just due to this, because I don't even think, like, those were the first time the objectives fell, but even I think Luchadores just being able to slowly pull ahead in farm here. Like, there is still a bit of a lead in the ADC now, but there is now a greater lead for Zixman in the solo lane. Jungle is even, Zipelman having a bit of an easier time, 3-0-2 versus this 1-2-1. Yeah. Spellman just using the abilities just to keep the passive up, just so he's a speedy boy. Yeah. That's now level 2. It is Phantom Shell. Sorry, not Ghost Shell. Phantom Shell is now purchased by Davos as a support to counter that. River's Rebuke will work out well for Legendary Luchadores. That's going to be a huge pickup, a huge change for them. Meanwhile, there's also a Hydra's Lament now for Zixman. We do also see now a bit of magical protection for Sick Dixon, probably planning to make some rotations soon. Also a book now for Agni. I assume this is going to be a Soul Reaver pickup right here. Probably also Soul Gem for the VAR. Does seem like both teams want these oracles. Terrell does get stunned out by Moonblast because it starts off, but uses the ultimate to try and steam them away. But the ultimate is not enough damage, and monkeys are able to pick up the oracles. So must be feeling good for the oracles right there. Nico gets pinged out, so they know he's there, and it does look like the monkeys are going to look to make a rotation. Zixman slows down Dixon, so he can get out. Spellman is here as well. Oh, he's nearly already at half. Yeah, meanwhile 1v1 seems to be happening in the duo side. Impel connects, Overflowing Divinity is activated, Disperse is used distance, just uses CC immunity of the Desert Fury, Pillar goes up to dodge the auto attacks. Dodging everything right now, Impels connects onto Set for X, and Just Rips will escape, or not, will go back on in. Overflowing Divinity will miss the target, Tapelman is making the rotation now. Tapelman connects, the ultimate Disperse is used, and Just Rips will be able to pick up the kill. Just good, really good dodging there as well by Tapelman using the pillar, and that is also a double pickup on the enemy blue buff. Good plays by like good plays coming out of Leslie Luchadores. But yeah, I want to highlight it once again. Dust Rip's doing very good at dodging, using the pillar, good use of CC immunity by Desert Fury. Live off now taking quite a bit of damage. Resistance comes forward, but BZ's by Nico to stop the slow. And we'll be able to pick up the kill and walk off, and maybe even get a yellow buff invade as well, which will be quite useful. Yeah, ADC difference has now well, basically even once again. Yeah, going quite well for both of these teams. No, they did not start the turbo save. We're probably waiting to use the turbo save for when they get the fire design. If they even choose to get the fire design soon. Probably just going to wait a bit longer. Yeah. Is a Wind Demon now for the Anher, going into another bow. But what is he going to go into? He doesn't have an attack speed stick for Silver Branch, but it's still a good item just because of its flat statistics, not just because of its passive. Could also be an Odysseus bow. But yeah, unsure as to where that item will be heading, but will probably still work out fine. Yeah. Huh. Oh. Sixman goes in for steal once again on the blue buff, meanwhile Sickadixon is collecting up the back camps. Devil's a bit caught out of position here, might be in a bit of trouble, but is still incredibly tanky. Gets out Nixon. Lines up for the Celestial Beam, but the ultimate will still be out. Ultimate won't hit, but Celestial Beam will still be enough. The Fake knocked up by the ultimate. The Dark Burst comes down. As Pelmore will pick up the kill right there. 2 down on the side of the monkeys. 5 still up. Primal Fury is available for overtaking, so I assume this is going to be their call. Or I assume they're going to be looking to do that. Does look maybe not. It's hard to tell at the moment. Zixman has also made a rotation now I'm forgetting words. Also makes the rotation from solo to match that of Shark or Shaq. Don't really know. Silver Branch probably, yeah. I think it is going to be a Silver Branch because it is still a good item. Like 20% pen is very good, as well as the attack speed. Fire Avenue once again, Overflowing Divinity is started up. As well as it is Primal Fury as well, will be started up by the Luchadores. I don't think any of the monkeys will be here in time. And yep, Luchadores down pick up the Primal Fury. Now 10k gold ahead and over 10k XP ahead. Pretty good for the Luchadores. Pretty good lead. Nixon is now caught out in the wrong side of his jungle, and Nico with a 4 level lead will pick up the Quill. The Quill? What is wrong with me today? He picks up the kill. Yeah, it is going to be a Silver Branch for the Anher. Obsod now coming through for the VAR. As well, there is a Soul Reaver for Agni as well, but VAR being ahead means he is probably going to be better damager out of the mid so far. The Luchadores do pick up the Great Scorpion there. But yeah. Where's the wards button again? Let's pick up wards. There we go, wards placed. Monkeys have the greater range of wards. But I mean, Luchadores are the ones with most wards in their inventory at the moment. Yeah, I think Luchadores are aware of where Setforex is. He is looking to back. Nico has the blink. Sanctified Field comes out. Just Rips is on his way. Oh, good, a pillar right there. Ages to try and mitigate some of the damage, but a good pillar invades and Desert Fury will help. Just Rips gets another kill onto Setforex. As well as a Pyromancer as well for the Resident Luchadores now. So they will be able to pick it up. Nico going in very aggressively here in the backside of the camps, gets stunned out here. I think, yep, Nico probably a bit too much of an ego right now. Was 6-2 in the 4, now 6-3 in the 4. Was able to see the wavy green buff, I guess. So maybe it was worth it, but hard to tell. Yeah, but it's a good shutdown nonetheless. Gives the cleaner some time to farm up. Sick will be able to secure the blue right there. I think he's looking to zone away Sick from the blue buff just so he can't even pick it up. Which is a good idea. Luchadores are making the rotation. The Flake is here, but so will for them. The Flake will be the one to pick it up. Zixman gets stunned out. A good double silence out of a Shark ultimate. 2 stuns. A good double ultimate by Ra. Connects onto 2. Helps Zixman gets the kill. Live Office now here too. Does quite a bit of burn damage. Yeah, I think they are. There's like 2 targets very well lined up for both teams. Meanwhile, Justrix might be in a bit of trouble here. There's a few he is used, forces out the Aegis. Disperse comes in, a good ultimate by Nico, but Setworks will be able to shut down the kill. Overflowing Divinity does a lot of damage. Both of the ADCs are low. Well, meanwhile, we go back over here. Zixman gets a kill onto the Agni. Hellman is at half health. Zixman is tanking the tower. Hellman will now stall. Meanwhile, Justrix was able to close the gap and get the kill onto Setworks. Tapelman just used the ultimate, but has it up immediately again. Like, damn, that's a low cooldown. Riversabik is now used. Another good ultimate by Stark. Catches out 2 people. Zixman is stunned out. Shell is used. Dharmic Pillars comes through. People are low on the legendary Luchadores. They need to get out here and quickly. I think they will be able to. Yeah. Good play by Luchadores. Still able to get quite a few kills across the map. Nico does fall, but still not too bad. And they are able to still pick up a tier 1 and tier 2 tower, well, tier 2 tower off the back of it. But yeah, low cooldowns on everyone. Shark used his fight quite quickly there, despite, or has 30% cooldown reduction. Vahu also has, well, I think no, has the 40% cooldown reduction, did get it online even sooner. Ganesh picks up the Blighted Ankh, sorry. Does pick up the Blighted Ankh, so that will negate quite a lot of the Emoja and Shark healing and the Olon healing. So I think a good Relic call there by the legendary Luchadore support. Sick might be caught out once again. Quite a lot of pinging going on by the Luchadores in this mid lane. I think they realise, yeah, it is a gold 3 startup by the monkeys over here, but I think it is going to be a Fire Giant pick up by the back of it. Luchadores now know back from the back of that call that, oh okay, they're over there, we'll pick this up. Yeah, Zixman as well is still able, with I guess with the added assistance of the Fire Giant, able to pick up a kill in the solo lane against this. The Moja. People are still here now. Is a 4-man grouping by the Luchadores versus 4 of the Mischievous monkeys. Sick is brought down right, quite low. Nico is pushing up mid-wave, taking down tier 2 tower now. Double stun to Pelman. Doesn't use bees yet, but will use the Aegis, but Davos will be shredded down. That Oleron getting late game now. Magical ADC will have a lot of shred at the ready. Nico meanwhile pushes his wave up to the Phoenix, but I don't think we'll push it any further. Yeah, they are waiting about. Firegiant is his, so I don't think we'll easily regen. Zixman caught out, good Riptide. Oh, Shark Ultimate will catch out the silence. Aegis is used. VAR Ultimate does connect. Desert Fury's doing a lot. Nico with the ultimate land on several people, but Dustwip, he's still going to survive, picks up another. Nico will pick up two, and he's going to be a deicide. Good turnaround for the Luchadores. Good initial play by the Monkeys, catching out the Ula, but I think pushed up too far and it allowed Nico to just go, Nico and Dustwip to go on the side. I think they could end here, they do have a... No one's up for another 30 seconds. Minions, normal minions are coming through. They are level 20. Varl is used. Pelman is low, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think Game 2 will be done here by the legendary Luchadores for a 2-0 set. Won it pretty darn well. Just Whips goes in there for the death there at the end. But yeah, good plays by the legendary Luchadores. Once again, their second 2-0. Yeah, legendary Luchadores looking quite a top contender for the top spot at the moment for the Apollo teams. Can't wait to see what their match versus the Celtic Centaurs are probably going to look like. Yeah, Monkeys, once again, made good calls that game. Did well. Well, okay, Setfight's getting the Stone of Binding was maybe a bit weird. I think him getting the Stone of Binding slowed down his build a lot. Because it's a cheap item, don't get me wrong, it's only about 1700 gold. It is a cheap item, but the Maid's ADC build, he was going with the Gilded Arrow, Ring of the KT, Talkine's Ring and Typhon's Fang. That's already a very expensive build, and you want that online as soon as possible. I think Stone of Binding was just an unnecessary hurdle he put in there. Yeah, I mean, still good. Game 1 was a lot more even for the Monkeys. Game 2, I think they lost footing a bit more early. Well, I say they lost footing. Setfoot did have a 3-level lead at one point. Like, that's not something to scoff at. Especially that early on. But yeah, this doesn't look like anything else they were able to follow up through with that, unfortunately. It will show these final screens here, just in case anyone needs to get the screenshots afterwards. Okie we will head, I guess, over here. And yeah, thank you for asking. No, this video was nice quickly. But yeah, yeah, it was a good set to cast. It was a bit like, it wasn't an even, like, there's different ways to enjoy a set. Some sets you enjoy just because it is extremely even and close the entire time. This one was like, it wasn't of course a close set. Game 1 was a lot closer. But it was still a fun set to cast us because there was always something happening. There was just always something happening across every time I looked to a lane. There was never a dull moment, and so that was where it was good. Yeah, I still think there's good potential out of the Monkeys. I think like Monkeys still did. I think the only thing is the Monkeys got out macroed, in the sense of they were just able, the Luchadores were just able to farm the map better, and despite not a lot of kill, like, Silver Luchadores did always get a bit more kills, but the gold lead they would have wouldn't just have been reached due to the kills alone. I think their invades, especially in Game 1, was stellar, and so I think it's just Monkeys, if they learn to defend the buffs better, I think if they just prepare for these ganks as well, I think they can still be a very good team. I'm looking forward to what they can do. It is still very much the early stages, only just week 2 for the Apollo League, for the Apollo division, so still a lot to learn, still teething pains for the group, almost certainly. But yeah, I shall end it there. Thank you to everyone that watched. Thank you to those who played. And see you all next time, whenever next time may be. Bye. Bye.